Morning traders, it's the 2nd of October, it's Wednesday, and I'm going to do a video today for the DAX technical analysis and add that to the article for this week, just to save a little bit of time this morning. So yesterday, if we jump in straight away, yesterday there was a pretty aggressive sell-off. You can see here that we had these double upsloping low to low trend lines kind of casting out previously where we pierced them. And then yesterday it looked like it was doing the same thing, found some consolidation, and then just during the American session, about 3 o'clock our time here in the UK, we saw this pretty sharp sell-off, nearly 200 points, and that was mirrored overseas in the American markets as well. And really, I mean, the sharp losses were to do more than likely with manufacturing data. Well, that's certainly what they're going to blame. So manufacturing data released earlier in the day, leading to just additional fears of an economic slowdown, basically, a wider global recession on the cards potentially. But if that is just a smokescreen, which it probably is for something maybe that's happening beneath the surface, then this was a pretty sharp sign of intent from what you would call, in inverted commas, the smart money. So it leaves us with a couple of scenarios to look out for, and the first and most obvious scenario is what's going to happen from here. You can see here that we've got this kind of little triangle movement towards the end of the session, simply just consolidating some of the losses that we found here. And we've got to wonder to ourselves, is this the end of the move, and would it likely see a bounce from here? That's one scenario. The potential retracement zones would be this kind of high volume area up here, this previous broken confirmed higher low that you can see here at 12,300, so somewhere bounce up to that zone could be interesting. Is it likely going to come all the way back up here towards this ignition point? No, I don't think it is. I mean, it's definitely possible, I just don't think it's as likely. And that would be the kind of bullish bounce scenarios that I'd be watching out for. So probably more likely would be this 12.3 level, back up towards this high volume zone, maybe towards that kind of area here, which is somewhere in the 320 zone, would be more likely. If it does, however, break above 320, then yeah, sure. I mean, it's definitely possible that we could find a bit more of a retracement. But we also need to consider if it's going to move further to the downside. Is this current price action here, this consolidation, is that actually a balance point for a further move to the downside? What I mean by that is that if you see something like this happening in the middle of a move, you'll often see that that finds out to be the balance point, or a 50% mark basically of the overall move. And there might have been some consolidations in these individual impulse waves. Normally you'll see that, so for example here. But I just want to know whether this middle point here would be a balance point. So I'll kind of give you an idea of what I mean by that. If you measure the impulse wave that we've seen so far down to this point, 264 points, is it possible that you see another 264 points to move to the downside? So there's a couple of scenarios that I'm considering. As for today, I'm probably just going to leave my algo in charge of opening trades, and I'll be sharing those in the channel as normal. And I'm just going to delete and move up, tidy up a couple of lines here, and just get that volume profile up to date. Okay, as far as the key levels are concerned, I mean, yesterday's profile looks like this. It's very, very sparse. So yes, like we said just a moment ago, it is possible that we could see a retracement all the way back up to this area here, which is actually the point of control for yesterday. You've got this huge low volume area here, and would act like a gap like you see over a weekend if it is pierced or broken. The pivot is possibly going to provide some resistance there at 12,313, but before we get anywhere up towards that zone, we've got to break through the value area low from below first of all. So that's the first point of resistance to watch out for. A break below 1220 would be interesting, because it just shows continuation from what we saw yesterday. So let's just see which way it goes first. As for the algo at the moment, I mean, it's a bit too early for this to have a bias, because it normally kicks in from 8 o'clock and it's just before 8 o'clock now. But there were lots of opportunities yesterday to have been taken on the strategy here. It was a number of sell signals early on in the morning, and then there was a few more through the mid-morning session right up to the afternoon session, where it actually flipped temporarily bullish. There could have been some buy signals there, and then yeah, for the rest of the session it was pretty much one-way traffic. So to find out more about that and get notifications from that strategy or learn the strategy, just get in contact with me on Telegram. You can find all of those contact details on the website, thedaxtrader.co.uk. Get yourself over there, take a look around some of the articles and some of the resources that are there automatically for free, and you know, I look forward to catching up with you. But that is pretty much just keeping it short and sweet for today, what my thinking is at the moment. I'll catch up with you again tomorrow, but until then, take care.